All right, I'm going to do a quick video here. Everything's working pretty good. I just have one problem. If I hammer the throttle in drive 2, which is this drive, you can see that LED there, it trips the DSAT. So I can go part throttle, no problem, it runs great. Full throttle, takes it, just holds full throttle. I've calibrated the Hall sensor again. I've got that to calibrate out really nice in drive 3 at full throttle, full RPM with 100 volts running this system. The motor is no longer spinning while it's at idle. Sorted that out. I believe that was actually caused by I don't know. The one thing I fixed that I found I had a problem was I've pulled down resistor. This is supposed to be 4.7 thousand ohms on one of the clamp transistors on phase 3 here on the low side, and it was actually 59 or 49 ohms. For some reason it shorted or something, so I swapped it out while I was fixing something else. Just earlier I loaded a backup calibration file I had saved, and for some reason it saved incorrectly, and it set my current sensors at 280 millivolts per amp, which is actually like insanely high considering my current sensors are 2.53 millivolts per amp, I believe it is. I'll just go into the settings menu here and check it. And current settings B. 1.52 millivolts per amp. So it was actually 200 and something millivolts per amp. And when I went to turn all I did was to turn the power on, and bam, I blew my fuse down there, just done. So I actually blew a FET driver from all that, but luckily the IGBT survived. I'm really happy for that. So everything's doing really good. Just have that one issue. Just have to get rid of the full throttle problem. When I go full throttle from drive 2, it trips out the DSAT, and it'll do any stage. So it's just at random. I think it's actually more of an overcurrent than anything. I need to figure out how to set the current limits in drive 2, sorry, and that might solve that. Doing this, what I did was I wrapped tinfoil tape around each set of signal wires, ribbon wires, going down in there. And then what I did was I stripped up some wire, wrapped it around there, and duct taped it on. You can see the duct tape there because I want to protect it from any voltages if it ever touched something it didn't need to touch. I want to protect it from that, but also that holds that that metal frayed wire or the copper wire that I wrapped around it down on the bottom. And then I connected that to the commons for what's inside here, which is digital ground. So I connected that to digital ground on each stage from each one as close as I could down to the bottom. I think that got rid of all that noise. I can do current sensor calibrations, I can do inductance measurements, and I can do a full throttle Hall sensor calibration, which I couldn't do before. And I think that was because I was getting a tiny bit of noise on my current sensing wires run through here too. And I was getting a tiny bit of noise on that. And I think that was basically making it calibrate a little funny, and then it was making it not trust. It has a trust value basically for every Hall sensor position, and now it gives me 7s on all of them, which is a good number. I think 8's the best you can get, but full throttle, full speed gives me that. So yeah, I can just reset my Arduino here. It lets it start again, and then I can run it, and it's no problem. So as long as I just roll into the throttle, as soon as it's in sensorless, it's no problem. And we can go full throttle, and then I can actually go like this. That's if it's losing sync. So if something happens, something tweaks out, it loses sync, it regains sync. So if you're driving the car and you lock up the brakes all of a sudden, or one wheel locks up or something, and the motor goes to 0, this thing can recapture itself if it has to recapture a spinning motor again, and that's the goal with that. There, just yeah, if I go part throttle, it's no problem. So I just got to play that a little bit. It wants to jump out of drive 2 and go to 1, but I think when it jumps back and forth, that's when it trips my DSAT. So I can do it right here. Just trips it, shuts everything down that fast. So it is what it is, but I'll sort that out. And as soon as I get that sorted out, I'm going to try and also spend some time making a mount for all these boards to put them up top nice and neat. I might even consider running my wires out of here, all my signal wires, bring them out here, and then put all the digital control on the outside. I haven't decided yet, but I have a feeling that might be a good idea. Anyways, that's it for now.